And now, time for something completely different. A trip on Eastern Airways, who operate a small fleet of British Aerospace Jetstream 41 aircraft. Today I'm going to be taking one of their core routes between Manchester and Southampton. Now, normally you'll find me on a daily basis taking flights of up to 22 hours non-stop around the globe, generally out the pointy end, ensuring the champagne is of the finest quality. However, today, just for a change, I'll be on one of the UK's shortest routes. To start with, I have to leave the mean streets of Manchester to head to the jewel that's Hampshire, or at least the rather convenient part of it that's Eastleigh Aerodrome. Quite easy to get to Manchester Airport. There are direct trains from Piccadilly and a few that pass through Deansgate, which is way more convenient for the city, and Oxford Road. Manchester Airport is a short, if not that pretty, train ride just 8 miles south of the city. Alas, it's a confusing dump of old buildings, famous for its long walks down decaying corridors. Not much of a queue at check-in. Eastern have just the one check-in desk at Manchester for their sole route out of the city to Southampton, where they now fly twice a day during the week. Manchester Airport was really empty, even though all of the food outlets are open. The airport claims they are high-end boutique eateries, but they're a little more high street. I bought access to the newly revamped Aspire Manchester Terminal 1 lounge. It's up a corridor with 3 other lounges, and it's a bit of a surprise to find at Manchester Airport. It's a well-appointed lounge with a service bar, OK food and comfy seats high up in the terminal with a good view of the runway. It's light, bright and modern. However, I saw it on a good day. At peak times it can also get totally packed, to the stage of being standing room only. It can also be a little bit pricey. To get full value for the lounge, you need to be here for a good 3 hours on a comfortable afternoon flight. I had only 30 minutes, so that's an expensive 30 quid, but peanuts compared to the £260 Eastern charge for the flight from Manchester to Southampton. From the lounge, there are breathtaking views of the busy airfield that's Manchester Ringway Airport, with floor-to-ceiling windows looking out over the apron and the runway. There's a food area with hot food on one side and a fridge with salad on the other. The hot food is pretty basic, and Indian food dominates, with rice and curry dishes. The bar is right in the middle of the lounge and does great cocktails. Beer is in bottles with Tiger available. There are also 3 white wines and 3 reds. The lounge has recently had some new furniture which really helps to improve the atmosphere inside this most busy of lounges. The salad again is pretty simple. There's also normally soup with rolls. A standout is a cream tea with scones, strawberry jam and clotted cream. At least I could get my pre-flight dining in before seeing my aircraft arrive for the trek to Southampton. I went down to the boarding gate downstairs, which had a grand total of 5 people waiting for the flight. Get a good view of the aircraft though as you go out. No air bridge, of course. The aircraft is so tiny it would swallow it, so you need to walk to the aircraft.
But it's here for your comfort, but primarily your safety, so we'll shortly be running through a safety demonstration. I'll be very grateful that you would give it your full attention. It does contain some very important safety information. Flight time this evening down to Southampton, about 40 minutes. We're going to try and make it a little bit quicker for you if we can as well. Flying conditions, lovely day all round at the minute, so we're not expecting too much in the way of turbulence at all during today's flight. So with that, I'd like to wish you a very pleasant flight and thank you very much for flying with Eastern today. Thank you.
1 seat on the left of the aircraft, 2 on the right. Now, Eastern Airways is the biggest operator of Jetstream 41 aircraft in the world. It's got 14 in the fleet. Our destination is all of 148 nautical miles away, which at cruising speed of 295 knots would take maybe 25 minutes in the cruise, but 40 minutes wheels up to wheels down. No overhead lockers, of course. Everything has to go into the hold or the boot, or indeed under the seat in front of you. There's a small galley at the back of the aircraft. This heats water for the famous hot towels which Eastern is famous for. The flight is fully catered and it's all complimentary. There's even a choice of either tea or coffee. And a choice of snacks. You can either have a bag of mini cheddars or go without. Now it's a lovely day for flying, and pretty quickly the Solent comes into view over the horizon. However, it's a busy evening at Southampton. We have to go into a holding pattern over Alresford with a tight 30-degree descending turn until we level off over Winchester. And there's a cathedral just down there. A long run-in on finals over the water meadows of the River Itchen. The famous airline Eastern Airways started flying in 1997 with a scheduled service between Humberside and Aberdeen. Eastern Airways are actually a company called Air Kilroe Limited, with a head office at Humberside Airport in the village of Kirmington, North Lincolnshire, and it's got a full United Kingdom Civil Aviation Authority Type A operating licence. It's permitted to carry passengers, cargo and mail on aircraft of more than 20 seats. Indeed, there are 29 seats on this Jetstream 41, and 5 are occupied. BA, of course, used to fly from Southampton to Manchester 3 times a day. British Airways then handed it over to Flybe, who had their hub at Southampton. Sadly, they are no more. So there we go, on the ground at Southampton. There's one of Eastern's much bigger aircraft, an ATR-72, which operates a Belfast route. Eastern Airways bought this Jetstream 41 as part of a job lot from British Airways Connect, which at the time operated as British Airways City Express. And that was back in 2003, when it operated some of these original routes, including from Southampton to Manchester. An even rarer aircraft is the Embraer 190, which Eastern Airways got from Air Moldova. It seats over 100, but it isn't often used out of Southampton, except sometimes to Dublin and indeed Belfast. Now, exit from Southampton Airport is easy, and then another minute to walk to the railway station, which has direct trains to London in just over an hour, or 10 minutes up the railway line to Winchester.